Yeah!
On air, we've got Scott and Jake and Jim and Lord who are all accounted for. The Cheap Seats theme is over now, but one guy still has yet to be there. Tell me, where in the world is Joseph Patrick Ryan? He might be teeing up on the back nine or giving a perm to his dog Archie. Maybe sitting in air conditioning, watching his dad landscape his yard. Well, he might have lost his keys because he's old and has no memory. Tell me, where in the world is Joseph Patrick Ryan? He might be importing exotic water for his pool. It comes from a body who's from Benito. Well, it's time to start the show, and Joe is on the go to nowhere. He might show at 9:15 and think that he is right on time. Maybe he's busy getting guests. Wrong. So I guess we'll have to wonder where in the world is.
When you get there. Hopefully it's up there. I don't want to be up.
That will allow you to transform every room.
Yeah!
You want to test these?
We're live, Joe.
Jake and Jim and Lord who are all accounted for. The Cheap Seats theme is over now, but one guy still has yet to be there. Tell me, where in the world is Joseph Patrick Ryan? He might be teeing up on the back nine or giving a perm to his dog Archie. Maybe sitting in air conditioning, watching his dad landscape his yard. Well, he might have lost his keys because he's...
The Cheap Seats Live Saturday morning sports show on WLCN 96.3 and WLCNonline.com is brought to you by Jake's Furnishings, 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. A community of compassion. Phone 732-2189. Eaton Corporation, America's choice for top quality, high performance electrical equipment for over 50 years. Lincoln College, providing students the best educational experience since 1865. Go online to lincolncollege.edu for more details. St. Claris Manor, their team's dedication is what makes them special. Phone 735-1507. Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois. We're here to help. In Lincoln, call 732-2159. Schneider Chiropractic, 523 North Elm in Lincoln. For the best in chiropractic care and maintenance, call Dr. Alyssa Schneider today, 217-732-2140. Joe Ryan, Country Financial. For all your insurance needs, see Joe Ryan in downtown Lincoln or call 217-735-4385. The Hampton Inn in Lincoln. Call 217-732-6729. At the Lincoln Hampton Inn, we love having you here. Lincoln Printers in downtown Lincoln. For all your printing needs, including vinyl graphics and banners. Phone 217-732-3121. Lincoln Printers since 1970. Rao Incorporated on North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Logan County Chevrolet, Buick and Cadillac dealer since 1953. Phone 735-4444. And by Four Corners Lube for the best full-service oil changes, transmission, and radiator flushes, brake service, and lawn care needs. Stop by Four Corners Lube at 1101 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM WLCN. You can listen to us on the Mixlr app if you're on the go. It's a free app to download. You can also watch us on YouTube. Go to YouTube and search WLCN 96.3 FM. Hey. That's not the one I worked on, is it?
Sound guy over here.
No, it is. No, it's not.
Did you only work on one of them?
Yeah, that's all I had time for.
Okay.
We are at Joe Ryan Country Financial today, and as always, if you're up here before 10, Joe will
have your picture taken with Michael Jordan or Michael Singletary.
All right.
There you go. Either one.
Coach Al with us this morning. Coach, congratulations on a big win last night as the Mahomet Seymour Bulldogs roll into town, and as well as some more weather. Got a little nasty out there as the game was going on, but the Railers with a big win, 45-26 against a solid Mahomet team that usually gives Lincoln a pretty good game, and they did last night, but Lincoln able to pull away late for that 19-point victory.
Well, anytime you have a team that plays really, really hard, and they do every game that we scout, is they really, really play hard. So any team that does that's always got a chance. It's always going to be competitive, and Mahomet's got a lot of pride, and they really work at it, and they're fundamentally sound.
Thought they did a good job of keeping Hamlin kind of under control last night. I mean, they were fouling him and pushing him and getting him out of that lane, which the calls weren't called. But that being said, Hamlin's still, a force underneath, and it's allows your guards to get open. Will Ewald had a good game last night. Hit some big threes in the third quarter, and I think he ended up with 13 points. So, and Cam Whiteman, he found his stroke a little bit last night. So that's what you want to see, as this season comes to an end, closer to an end, I should say, and you want to see your shooters shooting and getting better as the season goes on.
Well, for us, that's a big part of our game, and I think our coaching staff would say we thought we would shoot a lot better than what we have. Will Ewald's really shooting well. He's about 48% beyond the arc, which is really, really good. But Cameron has struggled all year, but he did hit some big shots. And, we still got 10, 12, 14 games left, hopefully a few more than that. But, now's the time to start finding the stroke. And, when that happens, it's going to really open up the inside for Jermaine.
Another game last Tuesday, Canton was supposed to come in town. It was canceled. Me and Josh talked a little bit about it last night before you came on air. Do these canceled games have any effect on the kids? Just maybe their mentality as, they're practicing, preparing, and it's game day, and then it's canceled, then you move on. Does it have any kind of effect for them, not necessarily physically, but mentally?
Well, it does as far as practice goes. When they're focused to play a game and all of a sudden you throw at them, hey, game's canceled, you got to practice, it just goes right down the tube. And,
not as much fun.
Those have been our worst days of practice, has been the days that we get canceled. So as a coaching staff, our practices aren't as structured as what they are when we have a regular practice day.
Did you want to chime in?
No, I was listening.
Oh. Yeah.
I tell you what, I said before the game last night, I believe the kids will come out sluggish. It always is a tough game when you don't have school, like school was canceled.
Well, school was canceled, but yet it's hard for our kids. I think this was our 5th game since Christmas. And I think we had 8 or 10 of them scheduled, and we've lost a few of them. And whether they'll be made up, we don't know yet. You have to assume that the Chicago-Harlan game will not be made up because we have no Saturday nights open for them to come down. And to match that up with us would be, really basically a miracle. And that's not going to happen. The other two, we're waiting to see. But we're getting to the point now where, and along with the expansion of the scheduling season, where you can schedule 31 games, you've packed them in pretty good, and you've filled your nights. So it's going to be a tough thing to get some games rescheduled.
How about a day-night doubleheader?
Well, that'd be a tough one.
Have Canton come in on a Saturday, morning and then travel to Washington at night.
Yeah, well, we don't have a Saturday. I just told you that.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Listening? I don't think he's listening.
I don't.
Does he listen?
We say it all the time.
I don't listen. I think out loud sometimes.
Yeah. And even with some makeups, I know Taylorville girls ended up playing last Sunday in a tournament somewhere. There are games in the Chicago area. The shootouts and things are done on Sunday. I don't want to do that. The kids got to have a break.
Coaches have to have a break.
Definitely. And, I've seen that going on right now with all the cancellations that we've had. And, boy, next week don't look a whole lot better. It's just a good thing we don't have a Tuesday scheduled game.
Coach, before we move on any further, we've got to congratulate you on being a finalist for the NHS ACA National Basketball Coach of the Year. Can you tell us a little bit of what that is? And
it's just a national basketball. It's an association for high school coaches, and it's across the country. And it's quite an honor just to be thought of in that line. So. Take it for what it is and go from there. And, I would imagine there's one from each state. So there's 50 people hanging around out there. So, that's, but it's quite an honor just to be recognized.
Absolutely. Moving on to today, there is a basketball game tonight at Nokomis, but a lot of things surrounding that. I know we went over a little bit last night, and you did mention that tickets are still for sale until about 2 o'clock today at the high school.
We're leaving about 2:15, 2:30, so I have to take them down when I go, so we can sell then. And we have a freshman game going on at 9:30. Patsy will be around. Once I get done here, I'll head back and I'll be out around the gym. But somebody will be there with anybody that would like to purchase them. We still have... We had a lot of people concerned about the way they were doing it. Was they were having a line for Lincoln, but there was a lot of rumors that one or two people were going to go down and buy 10, 20, 30 tickets, and there weren't going to be any left. So what we've done is we've got our ones that our parents and things taken care of that needs the tickets, and then some of our fans that want to go. But there will be tickets if you get there early enough. I think we sold maybe 175 out of the 450.
Nice.
There's a lot of interest, and not just from Nokomis Lincoln, because of what the surroundings and kind of the history behind the whole thing.
And there is a lot of history as I was going through it this morning, Coach. And we can go over some of that a little bit later, but just the connections that you see through the whole process. I mean, Virgil Fletcher's mentioned, and we're familiar with him in Collinsville. The Collinsville High Gym at the high school is named after him, and he kind of started the whole 1-2-2 ball press, and then Coach Wallace learned it from Harlan Scheibel while he was at Litchfield. So it's kind of trickled down.
About 2 weeks ago, I had the honor of meeting Harlan, and we talked a little bit about it. And I've also, if you want to see really something that's interesting, we have back in 1961-62, I think Collinsville High School was crowned. Back then, there was no tournament or anything. It was just, but they were crowned national champions of the national champions. And we've got the game films of their state final championship games, and it is unbelievable how the game has. I mean, you couldn't even touch a person. You couldn't lay a hand on them, you couldn't lay a body on them, and it's really interesting to watch those games. And but we do have those, and I've got disc of those, and but it's interesting, and it goes back, and I've had two great teachers along with working with the people as my assistants who have taught me a lot, and I hope I've done the same to them. But the two people that were important to me was Coach Wallace, and then my college coach who I played for, who taught me how the toughness and the organization of how you do things and things like that. And but those two guys were very instrumental in what I have done over my course of time, and I'm very thankful to them.
Well, the Railers right now, they hold a 2-game lead in the Apollo, 8-0 in the Apollo. Taylorville right behind us. So next games coming up, conference-wise, are very important. Taylorville will be in town mid-February, hoping that game is just a game and has no meaning to it.
Well, we hope so. And the thing we have with that is we have Mattoon Friday night. It will be is a huge game for us because we got to turn around and play Rock Island. And right now we're looking at the seedings and where we want to be. And my prediction is we're probably going to be not at Clinton with Taylorville. So we're playing Taylorville February 15th, and then I think the regional turnaround start the latter part of the month. So hopefully we'd be trying to beat them a third time, and you know how that goes with teams, and especially when they're really a good team. So like you said, we'd like to have the conference pretty well wrapped up, but I tell you, Mattoon's a good basketball team, and going down there to play next Friday is going to be a challenge for us, and then turn around and come home and play Rock Island.
All right, well, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We'll have more with Coach Al, so stay tuned here in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM.
Jake's Furnishings in Lincoln has outrageous deals going on now that will allow you to transform every room in your home with top quality furniture like Ashley brand and the full line of Bemco mattresses. Whether it's outfitting your living room, family room, dining room, or breakfast nook, Jake's Furnishings in Lincoln will save you more than the big box store and will leave you money to select the best Bemco mattresses, which are also on sale in all sizes now at Jake's. And you'll also love the full line of gorgeous bedroom outfits, which just arrived and are priced to sell in many styles: contemporary, modern, classic, and traditional, just to name a few. For more details and to ask about free financing, stop by the Jake's Furnishing Showroom located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Check out their all-new website at jakesfurnishings.com, phone 735-1212, and become a fan on Facebook. Jake's Furnishings. Make it your own.
This is attorney Jim Grimaldi. Have you been arrested for DUI? A DUI is a serious offense with potentially severe consequences, which may include jail time, high fines, lengthy periods of probation, even suspension or revocation of your driver's license. The laws regarding DUI are very complex and continually changing every day. You need an attorney with knowledge and experience in handling DUI cases, whether or not this is your first offense. I have vast experience in the area of DUI law. As a former chief DUI prosecutor for Sangamon County, I prosecuted thousands of DUIs and was exposed to every possible defense strategy. Call me and let me put my experience to work for you.
Call Grimaldi Law Office now at 217-651-8089. That's 217-651-8089, or visit GrimaldiLawOffice.com. Newly remodeled and completely updated, the Christian Village is Lincoln's only faith-based retirement community and is the area's leader for independent, assisted, and skilled senior living and healthcare services. The Christian Village at 1507 7th Street offers a wide array of living options for older adults, such as independent living, rehabilitation, skilled nursing, and memory care. For a private consultation and tour of the campus, please phone 217-732-2189. The Christian Village in Lincoln, a community of compassion.
Hello, Lincoln and Logan County. This is Chris Grau from Grau Chevrolet Buick Cadillac in Lincoln. When it comes time for automotive service on your car or truck, don't you think your automotive investment is worth taking it to the people who have been doing automotive service for the longest? At Grau Chevrolet Buick Cadillac, we've always been proud to have one of the best service departments you'll find. From the familiar face that greets you when you come in, to the technicians and service personnel with more than 280 years combined service, we have the tools, the training, and the technology to make your car run like a top. When it's time for automotive service, call the ones you know will get it done right the first time. That's at Grau Chevrolet Buick Cadillac. Call us at 217-735-4444. Visit us on the internet at www.growing.com or stop by and see us the old-fashioned way on North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln.
Come join the Grau family. It's Grau right now.
Check out the full line of Grasshopper lawn equipment along with great specials on all mowers and trimmers at Four Corners Lube. Trusted professionals. Get into Four Corners Lube located at 1101 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln now for the best service possible. Open Monday through Saturday. Phone 217-735-2761. Four Corners Lube, home of the full service in and out oil change.
Joe Ryan here again. If I had a crystal ball and could tell you exactly when to purchase your life insurance, would you do it? Or would you wait around just to see if I am correct? Well, I don't have a crystal ball, but I will tell you that now is the time. And with a Country Financial ROP Rider, you will receive a tax-free return of your premium at the end of the term. Call me, Joe Ryan, and ask about the ROP Rider, 735-4385.
Is this cold weather keeping you down? The cold temperatures don't help with your aches and pains, but could the cause be something else? Hi, I'm Dr. Alyssa Schneider with Schneider Chiropractic Center, located at 523 North Elm Street in Lincoln, inviting you to schedule an appointment to allow me to get to the root of your aches and pains. Phone my experienced practice manager, Tammy Kirby, today at 217-732-2140 and schedule your private consultation with me, Dr. Alyssa Schneider. We look forward to getting you back on track.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a little shot of it.
I don't know if I can use your head as a hi-hat.
It'd be very impressive if you could play that.
Welcome back to the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM WLCN. Scott Kirby, Joe Ryan, Coach Al with us here at Joe Ryan Country Financial. And on the line right now, we have two former Railer coaches, Coach Loren Wallace, Coach John Flowers. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Thanks for taking some time.
And it worked.
And it was right on sync.
All right.
Thanks for taking some time this morning. I know it's a big day for a lot of people around here. Starting with Coach Wallace, welcome back to Illinois and welcome to the cold weather.
Well, I'm glad to be able to go to the Lincoln Nokomis game, but I sure is devil not appreciating the snow here in Carlinville right now where I am.
Yeah, coming from Arizona, coming to this mess, but it probably brings back some old memories back in your days of Illinois. So what better time to come back and watch a good basketball game with sub-zero temperatures?
Yeah, well, that's normal for Illinois. And I always said January the 26th was the worst weekend for storms in Illinois. I said that a long time, and Barb said, and we're going back on that day. We are.
Well, we appreciate it. I know the guy sitting to my left really appreciates it. Coach Alexander on with us this morning, and a big game tonight. You started your career back in the Nokomis in 1971, and I guess you had the privilege of coaching this guy beside me. Him and Steve Kimbrough will be matching up tonight. In a game that they've wanted to do for a long time, but with some IHSA rules and game restrictions, it just never happened. And now they're able to do it. Coach Kimbrough, he just recently received his 800th win. Coach Al did his a while back, and you coach these two back in the day. Tell us a little bit about Coach Al and Coach Kimbrough, and I am going to want a good story or two if you have one.
You don't have to be nice.
Well, I was assistant coach to Harlan Scheibel in Litchfield at the time, and I came home, and it was August. school was getting ready to start. And Chick Bishop called me and says, I have an interview set up for you over at Nokomis for the head basketball job. I had no clue. I'd been out Crawford adjusting, come home on that Friday night, and he said, you got to be over there at so-and-so time. I said, I'm not interested in it. I said, school's getting ready to start. He says, I already got it set up, get over there. So Chick's pretty persuasive, or was, and I go over, and the next thing you know, they're offering the job, and I kind of got real excited, and told them I would take it, and I had to go talk to my wife. Well, I went. My wife said, absolutely not. I love Litchfield. I'm not moving. So I called her dad in Jerseyville. He come up on Sunday. We went to Nokomis, and she says, if I'm coming over, I got to have a new house. And that's in Nokomis now. There's not a lot of new homes in Nokomis at that time. And we looked around. There was 2 brand new homes side by side. One was $37,000, and one was $27,000. I thought, okay, 37 for sure. Well, she took the 27. And so I thought, well, things are working out pretty good for this job now. And so I take the job, and I find out that there's a town called Fillmore, which I didn't even know existed. And
easy now.
Attaboy, John.
It ended up we had 4 players coming in from Fillmore that were all men. That was Neal and Kimbrough and Flowers and Harrison. And I mean, any one of them could have thrown me in the bleachers anytime they wanted. They were men, and so I kind of meet with the potential team, because a lot of them were coming back from the previous year, and I had a butch haircut, flat top with butch wax.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, those guys, I'm looking at, and I didn't see a one that didn't have hair clear down on their shoulders, going to their ears. And I'm thinking, oh my, this is not going to work, because I can't handle that. So I go to their first football game, and I'm looking, and they all got that hair, even Talby and Cisaretti, and they all had hair hanging out the back of their helmets. I'm thinking, how are we going to work this? So I meet with Jim Talby, and I said, I'm going to make you a captain and our point guard. And I said, but here's something we got to work on. I said, we got to get that haircut. Well, and he takes one look at me and thinking I'm going to ask for which haircut. No, flat top. He told that ain't going to work. No way. He says, first of all, I'm not even going out if I'm going to have it. I ended up, I said, well, I don't expect that. I just want it off the back of the neck, off the ear. And he says, let me think about it. And I had to really talk to him. And I thought, if I could get him to do it, the rest of them will follow suit. And he did it. And, it worked out, and they all came out, and we had a rather interesting year.
Well, Neal carries that policy, from then on too. He doesn't like the long hair. He wants it looking nice and fresh, and that just shows, how much respect he has for you to carry on that type of policy.
Well, what makes me more proud is that he's playing some defense.
Yeah. Well, from my understanding,
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, from my understanding, back in the day, he didn't want to play defense, huh?
Well, if he crossed half court, he had the ball, it was long.
Uh-huh.
So, the upper 20s, and he could make those shots. If he had a 3-point line, he'd have been, a lot more points.
Yeah, that's didn't have a 3-point line back then, Joe.
Coach Flowers would have hit that 3-pointer, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would make an attempt. I was the garbage man. I made the rebounds and put them back. That's how I averaged my 10 points a game.
And he did it, too.
Yep.
Now, the good one on Flowers, though, again, I'm coming from a different perspective there, and here we're having this practice on, I think might have been a Saturday or even a Friday preseason, and it was deer season. And we have practice, and there's no Flowers. And I said, where in the hell is Flowers? And they said, well, he's deer hunting. I I couldn't even speak after that. So he gets back, and the next practice I put him into a new running program. And
I had to buy a new pair of shoes. He ran the soles right off of them.
He came up and he says, "Hey, I ain't running. I deer out every year. I'll quit." And he walked to the other end of the gym and turned around and come back and says, "There's no way you can run me off." And he ran everything I asked.
Well, I guess the important question is, did you get a deer?
No, I never shot a deer in Illinois.
Oh.
It sure was fun hunting.
It's better than practice.
Yep.
You did. You ran me till I couldn't hardly take a step, but I told you wasn't going to run me off, and then you didn't. And thank God you didn't.
Coach Flowers, growing up in the little town of Fillmore, you have any stories on Coach Al that we may need to know? I need some
on the radio, Joe. Ain't no way.
I need some blackmail material here.
Yeah, it's funny that you ask, because Neil and I talked a couple weeks ago when his mother had passed, and doggone it, we grew up in a little old town, and I mean, you know what Fillmore's like. I mean, it's a crossroads, one four-way stop sign, and that's it. And I can't tell you how many hours of basketball, and we played tennis Indian ball. I don't know if y'all knew what Indian ball is. We play at the park, and you stand in center field, and if you hit the baseball, and if you got it by the infielders, it was a single, a one-hopper against the fence was a double, and against the fence, a triple and over was a home run. And Neil and I played at his house with a tennis racket and a tennis ball. We'd stand in front of his house, and we'd knock them clear over his grandpa's house for home runs. We wore tennis balls out. We broke the strings in tennis rackets. It didn't matter what we did, we competed with it. And it was from cutting hickory saplings in the timber to pole vaults. And Neil and I both pole vaulted. We both high jumped. We both ran track. We ran baseball. Everybody did everything together. We went to the lake together. We skied together. We did everything together. And his dad was mentioning at his mother's wake that it was the Fillmore family, and that's what we did. We grew up together. And Steve was involved, and Al was involved, and Ben Toberman was involved. All the kids that grew up in Fillmore, that was the biggest. My class was the largest class that graduated from Fillmore High School. I think there were 16 of us.
Thank goodness.
16.
Yeah, but we did everything together. We did everything. We competed. Jimmy Evans put in a basketball court down there with 1.5 inch rock, and it ended up being like concrete because we pounded it to dust. I mean, there was no rocks left. It was just a rock court, and that's what we did. We played together all the time, and we worked together, and we was at each other's house. Everybody's mom was everybody's mom, and that's just the way we grew up, and I wouldn't take anything from a raisin right now.
Yeah, no, you don't see that these days. You don't see those kids out playing till the sunrise, till sunset, and, you don't really see that. And to do that back then, that just makes it more special, and it does. It forms that bond, and it's a friendship that you'll have forever. And tonight, there's not only a basketball game tonight, but it's also kind of like a little reunion where you guys all get together and tell some stories and watch a phenomenal basketball game.
Well, it's going to be first one to 20 wins, okay?
But hey, we got 45 last night?
And I think there was I don't know if they had 20 points at half. Yeah, it was
Loren got to tell all the stories about Neil and I, but he come in here with that military butch, thinking like he was going to rule the world. We were going to show him a thing or two. We never even had a basketball in practice for the first 2 weeks. All we did was play defense and shovel drills.
Play defense.
Well,
but Joe, what you really need to know is, and Neil mentioned it earlier, Loren Wallace has been highly instrumental in our livelihoods. All of us. Steve and Neil and I, all three. Yeah. And for those guys, I looked this up last night because when I left, it was like I fell off the face of the earth because I went to college and from there and on. And there's only 7 men in the state of Illinois that's ever won 800 games.
And Neil and Steve are two of those.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yes, it is.
For them to be in the Hall of Fame and for them to do what they have done, it's just mind-boggling. And I am so thrilled to be here to get to experience this tonight, to see my two old buddies growing up and my old teammates and guys that we were laughing. They were in my wedding, for crying out loud, okay?
How was that reception?
You guys don't think
we were sitting in Arizona and saw this game coming up, and then Barb and I were talking, and we thought, well, in the middle of the winter, I don't know, we'd like to go, but we're not. And then Jeff, my oldest son, came over, and he said, well, there's no question, we're going. Dad and I are going. got on the computer and started looking at the plane tickets, and Allegiant would fly for under $100 to Belleville. And so she says, well, it's not going to be just you two, I'm going too. She booked three of us, and we're over here in Carlisle with my sister and brother-in-law Harold Landon, and they went to every Nokomis game.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did. And so we'll be over there somewhere around 3 or so.
Well, I'll be heading your way here in about an hour or so, because my boys are at Carlinville. They go to Blackburn College over there, play basketball over there.
Your son's there.
What's that?
I said, is it your grandson's the coach there, or your son?
My son's, Neil's grandsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where we'll be, little town of Carlinville. But you flew into Belleville, and where did you guys get a room down there, or?
No, we're staying here in Carlinville with my sister.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that works out good.
Well, Coach Flowers, hey, I talked to some other guys last night that couldn't get here, but I credit you with a big influence in my life of actually you and my dad, who is celebrating his 87th birthday today. Happy birthday, Dad. Awesome. With getting me into coaching, because I learned a lot of stuff. You were an intense person that taught me the game. Still to this day, I can sit at the game and watch the last man in line of scrimmage make a move, and you can tell you can get yourself a run read or a pass read or whatever. It just comes natural. But I talked to Wayne Kelly last night. You remember old Wayno?
Oh, Wayno, yes, sir.
Well, he didn't know if he could call in, so he sent me this text he wanted me to read to you. So here you go.
Okay.
Coach Flowers.
Can you read this without everybody listening?
Absolutely. Hey, you know me better than that. Here we go.
Okay.
Coach Flowers, Wayne Kelly from the class of '82. Loved being coached up by you and knocking the snot out of guys on the football field. Despite me being a real knucklehead at the time, you were an important influence in my life that God used ultimately to bring me into saving faith in the Jesus Christ. My Lord has been my rock in preaching the gospel in East Africa and in deep personal struggles with personal health issues and my son's serious car accident. Praising him and thanking you. Love you, Coach. And I wanted to read that and tell you that you're, that's the type of impact you had on a lot of us kids back then. You probably didn't know it, but you were an excellent coach and influenced us back then. And you were fun.
Well, thank you. We had fun. We created an atmosphere and that was really, really, really unique and fun, and I just hated that it had to quit the way it did. But
I think that was the last winning football season they had, wasn't it?
1984. And if you win that game, you win the state championship. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, well, they cheated. What can I say?
I was there.
They were using stickum, man, and I was chewing on that official out there, and he said, "Young man, you better get off this field right now. I'm going to throw the flag on you."
Didn't we fumble? We fumbled 8 times or 10 times maybe in that game.
We had 10 fumbles and lost 6 of them. Yeah.
Well, you should have been using stickum.
They would have flagged me.
I will tell you that
we couldn't afford enough footballs to put stickum on.
If Lincoln wins that game, Morris went on and blew everybody out for the state championship.
Yeah.
If Lincoln wins that game, we win the state championship.
Yes.
Yes, you did good things here. And you were a big dude. We just talked about that earlier. I mean, I don't know Kendall, but you and Neil are big
even
dudes.
bigger.
Yeah, we all are.
We thought we were, strapping studs when you were 16, 17, 18 years old, and you'd step out there without any pads on and knock us everywhere. It was funny. We still remember.
Well, I had a 4-year teaching experience at college that really opened my eyes on how to play football. So I was just rough, and I felt like an old plow horse pulling a plow down the field carrying the ball in high school, but I enjoyed hitting people. And it's not a game for everybody, but Loren will tell you that's why I average 4.9 fouls a game. Okay, and so
well, they're free.
I enjoyed physical.
He did get 5.
I enjoyed physical contact and played the game the way that it really was played then, and I'm paying some price for it now with some sore joints and whatnot. But I wanted you all to experience what I experienced, the thrill of victory in how you work and how you dedicate yourself and how you drive yourself to be the best that you can be. And I wanted you all to feel that. We had a few kids that just went out there and just played balls out, man. I mean, put the ball down. We don't care where it is. Put the ball down. Let's play.
Absolutely.
And that's the mentality that we had, and I loved it. And you guys loved it, and we created that, and that's something no one will ever take away from us, Joe. And I hope y'all take that in your life and use it.
Absolutely.
It'll help you. It'll help you.
We absolutely have. I want you to send me that film that Ray Dempsey made of you. You still have that? I'm sure you do.
I do.
Why don't you give us that? We can put that on the website. I thought that was awesome. Ray Dempsey was the coach at SIU.
It was the highlight tape of my senior year at SIU. And we had a young man named Andre Herrera who was broke the first quarter rushing record of Mercury Morris.
Ooh.
And now I'm going way back, okay?
I know Mercury.
50 yards rushing in the first quarter against Northern Illinois. They had killed us up there the year before in a blinding snowstorm. And we played them at home for homecoming the next year, and it rained 3 inches during the game. And Ray says, we're not even going out for warm-ups. We're ready right now. We didn't even go out. And we came out, and we all did Pete Rule slides across the turf field. And, man, we got up, and we beat them like 56-0. We killed them. Andre got, back then in 1976, APUPI Back of the Week. That was big. That was the only award that was then. And I had 18 tackles in that game and had 6 sacks and were behind the line of scrimmage, a pass breakup, and a fumble recovery, and was nominated for the Defensive Lineman of the Week. And anyway,
got deep with those kind of stats for that game.
No, so
we
anyway,
need the film.
But I'll get you the film, okay?
Yeah, we'll put that on the website.
This is not about me. This is about Neil and Steve, and they're all Americans and all their great things that they've done. So,
well, you were okay too.
Yes,
we'll give you that.
Is Neil still there?
Yeah,
we're here.
I'm just listening.
You're still there. You remember the game that you finally came up and asked and said, "Is that the way you want us to play defense?"
Yeah, that was late in the year, wasn't it?
Well, second half of the season, anyhow.
Yeah.
You don't remember which game it was?
No.
It was the Southwestern Pie.
Oh yeah, I do. Is that the one they pinned Al on the pinned Al on the stage?
Yeah. And after the game, we'd beat them, and you'd come up and you said, "Now, is that how you want us to play defense?" I looked at you like, "You dumb." We'd be undefeated right now if you've been playing that way all year.
Yeah. Well, the previous coaches that I had there, and we didn't do a lot of defense. I think we just basically rolled out the ball, run up and down the floor, and let her fly. And it was a totally different world going from that to you.
Did he come your senior year?
My senior year.
Okay.
So I had 3 years of bad habits, I guess.
We had some really men on that team. We were a physical ball, and we could play it when we wanted to.
So, Coach, you got ties on both sides of the court tonight. You were in Lincoln for, let's see, you're in Nokomis for 4 years, and then you came to Lincoln for 12 years. You had a fourth-place finish in 1980, and that was back when there was only 2 classes. You got a fourth-place finish in Class AA.
Right. And I thought we
got a little story for you, that one.
All right, we want to hear it.
Careful now.
The year we lost, we played Quincy.
Oh, yeah.
In sectional championships. Decatur Eisenhower.
Oh,
They were scalping tickets for $500 to get into that game. It was absolute chaos.
They had counterfeited tickets everywhere.
Yeah. It was nuts.
I think there's a guy named...
The story behind that, is that the IHSA gave the sectional to Decatur Eisenhower, and it was supposed to be at Milliken. And Milliken had already booked, so now the IHSA called Jerry Leggett and said, this game is so big, both teams were 28-0. He says, both teams are, this game is so big, we need to switch it to, a different place. And he said, where would you play? Well, Leggett said, Western Illinois. So then they called me and said, how about playing Western? I said, hell no, we're not going to Western. I said, that's just, in their backyard. They'd play Christmas tournament there. And so then they said, well, where would you want to play? And I said, Springfield Armory. And so he calls Leggett, and Leggett said basically the same thing. And so then they said, if you two can't agree, we're going to play tonight there. So we ended up there. No way we were going to agree. So we ended up playing it there, and we could have filled the assembly hall for that game.
Yep. Yeah.
Sure today.
Jumped out to a 6-0 lead, didn't we? Stan Werner had 6 points. I remember that. 6-0.
All I know is they started with Michael Payne and the Douglas brothers, and 6-3.
Payne is 6'11".
6'11", yeah. And I remember, my gosh, we got Stan Werner. Here's Stan. He's out there at 6'6". About as big as my little pinky. And I'm going, holy buckets, we're going to have to play some serious 1-2-2 ball defense tonight, and boy, did we ever. It was a great game.
And great game. Was it the only game Dan Duff ever fouled out of? Didn't they foul him out of that game somehow?
We started out by taking them out of they full court press with Payne at the point. And we backpicked him, and he got 2 fouls right off the bat, so he dropped his press back half court. That enabled us to stay in the game. And we were in the game. We were only down 3. And we ended on the ball to our center at that time, who was Paul Kendrick. Yeah. And they knocked him down. Obvious foul. The ball's loose, and we dive for the ball. They call foul on us for diving on the floor. And that didn't go well, and I ended up with a technical.
Yeah, that was kind of Ed Hightower, wasn't it?
You want to know the name? Ed Hightower. Yes, indeed. Hey, here's a great story, okay? I'm with some recruits at the University of Memphis basketball game, and who in the world do you think walks off the floor as an official?
Yep.
Ed Hightower. And I saw him, I said, hey, Ed, do you remember a game between Lincoln High School and Quincy? And he turned around and looked at me like, are you kidding me? I said, yeah, well, I was there. The guy you teed up was my boss, and I don't appreciate it still.
Well, we were playing in the, back then, the Prairie State games were like the Olympics. And we were in the championship game, and I was coaching the Gray and playing a team out of the North Chicago area. And who comes out to call the game? It was Ed Hightower. And it was over Champaign at the Assembly Hall. And I couldn't believe it. And he come up and he says, Loren, he says, it's time we bury the hatchet. And I said, you damn right, I'd like to bury it right now. He says, I don't think you're quite ready yet.
Oh, man, we could talk stories all day.
That's funny.
We got a couple.
Yeah, and there's probably some stories that we probably can't tell on air, but we'd like to hear those as well. Well, guys, I know you got a busy day ahead of you, and maybe head to wherever you need to be a little early. I don't know how the weather is down there, but up here the roads are...
It's snowing hard here.
Is it? Okay, well...
what is it up there?
It's just cold up here. It's about -5 degrees, I think. It wasn't snowing, but so maybe
5 degrees.
Yeah, And
it's like 12 or 14 here.
What is it out in Arizona? Loren, do you have any Cardinal gear on?
It's every day for the next 10 days. I can't believe it.
Are you an Arizona Cardinal fan?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
When they played in St. Louis, I was at a lot of those games in that blasted concrete sheets. Oh,
yeah. That's great.
Yeah. Well, guys,
I'm also a St. Louis baseball Cardinal fan.
There you go.
See, there's some reasons we like you.
Yeah, we're going to have to end the show, I guess. Well, guys, thanks for taking some time this morning, and have safe travels over to Nokomis, and hopefully we can catch up with you over there tonight and get a few more stories and, catch up and, watch a phenomenal basketball game against two outstanding coaches that are, students of Coach Wallace. And, I'm sure that they'll tell everybody that if it wasn't for him, they probably wouldn't be in the position they're in right now. And they're very successful. And you guys mentioned it, to have two coaches come from a little small town, both of them with over 800 wins, ranked in top 10 in the state. That's just that's phenomenal.
A lot of people have asked me who you're going to be rooting for, and that's the advantage of being a retired coach. I can sit back and just enjoy the ball game and hope it's close.
Well, I'm sure you can critique us afterwards.
I will do that.
Tell us what we're doing wrong.
All right, guys. Thanks for taking some time, and we'll see you tonight in Nokomis.
Thanks, guys.
Good deal. Thank you.
We'll see you guys later.
Coach Wallace.
Thank you, Neil. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Coach Loren Wallace, Coach John Flowers, taking some time this morning, and we really appreciate it. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll come back. We're
cordless. Watch the cord.
Yeah, we'll wrap up the show. So stay tuned. You're the Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM.
Experience outstanding at Lincoln College. Our dedicated faculty and staff get to know you and what will help you succeed on a personal level.
I don't feel that it's work. You get up every morning, I get to come to work, I get to see the kids, and it's not a job. It really doesn't feel like one.
We really do enjoy our work. It's really worthwhile. It never gets old to see people realize that they can be who they want to be.
Come find out what it means to be outstanding at Lincoln College.
Don't miss an opportunity to reserve a private room for you or your loved one at the all-new St. Clair's Rehab and Senior Care, located at 1450 Castle Manor Drive in Lincoln. Call and schedule a guided tour of this beautiful modern facility while you receive first-hand information about the healthcare services that will be provided. For more information and to schedule a private tour now, phone me, Janelle Woolard, at 217-8.
Join the happy folks who choose the beautiful Hampton Inn Hotel in Lincoln, Illinois. Part of the Hilton family hotels, you'll love all the luxury and amenities the Hampton Inn Hotel in Lincoln has to offer, including a delicious full hot breakfast served every day, an indoor heated pool and whirlpool, along with competitive rates on wedding and reunion blocks all year long. So don't wait. Reserve your stay at the Hampton Inn Hotel in Lincoln, or schedule your complimentary tour and consultation for your business meetings and events. Phone the Hampton Inn Hotel at 217-732-6729. That's 217-732-6729, 24 hours a day, and go online to lincoln.hamptoninn.com. Just off Interstate 55 at exit 126 at the Lincoln Hampton Inn. They love having you there.
For over 58 years, Eaton has been a proud part of the Lincoln community, building over 5 million high-quality commercial and residential power distribution products each year, featuring load centers, metering devices, and air conditioning disconnect devices. Eaton is America's choice for top-quality, high-performance electrical equipment made in beautiful Lincoln, Illinois. Eaton is a proud Lincoln Community High School sponsor. Go Railers!
Joe Ryan here with Country Financial. Do you think life insurance is a waste of money? Do you think your money is more wisely invested in a cell phone bill or having 600 channels on a television? How would you like to have a life insurance policy that returns all of your premium, tax-free, at the end of the policy term? Do you have that type of plan going on with your cellular or cable company now? You need life insurance. Let's talk. 735-4385.
The Community Action Partnership is a national network of 1,000 agencies that creates change across the country. At Community Action, we believe that people should be given the chance to succeed. We have many success stories, but there's more work to be done. Our programs help teach and empower people of all ages. We create affordable housing and find jobs. We heat homes and transport people. Community Action Partnership, America's poverty-fighting network, helping people, changing lives.
We're here to help. In Lincoln, call 732-2159. Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois.
Can you play that?
Hello, my name's Joe Ryan, and you need life insurance. Before you step out that door today, where it's slick and snowy and fall and hit your head, you better get some life insurance.
I'll tell you what, he is good. You know what?
So call me at, what's your phone number?
735-4385
and get you some life insurance.
I'll tell you what, that's good.
That is.
I'm going to hire you.
You should.
I'm going to have you start walking around and doing some advertising for me. Where do you get that voice from?
I just make it up.
You got to take that caffeine away from him, man.
Is that not you? Does that not sound like Joe? Is that not Joe? No.
Pretty close. Even if Lloyd said no, then Lloyd's probably right. It's not. Hey, that's a great interview having those guys on.
That's fun stuff there, and I'm sure if you get those guys around a table and have a few beverages, and I bet you the stories are just start flying.
Well, I was telling you guys a story earlier. I compliment John Flowers. He is one of the reasons I got into coaching, football, and things were different back then. There were more rules, there were more authority than there are now. Things have changed, and it's talking about how you get your ankles taped before games, and Flowers was the one that would tape them, and it was you and him one-on-one. There wasn't a it's all changed now, but Flowers would have you in that room one-on-one, and the entire time he taped your ankles, he went over your assignments for the game, of what you're going to do and who you're going to read and what is going on. And I'm telling you, by the time he got done taping your ankles, and it's 90 minutes before a game, you popped off that table and you were ready to go.
Mentalities back then, even when I was in high school, 20 some years ago, the mentality has changed these days, where back then coaches were intense. Coach Al back in his day, intense. And he's simmered down over the years.
Simmered down now.
Yeah, simmered down. But you're right. They were very
well, it was all
intense.
positive.
But it was I don't know,
just a more just more intense,
more intensity. And where these days kids, if you get intense with them or yell or scream, they'll quit on you. And you've seen it. You've been coaching for
I know about
for years. It's
much easier to sit home and play video games.
And then mom and dad blame the coach because their kid quit. Well, it's just a different time, a different day. Imagine
trying to
Bobby,
hold on, I'm not there yet.
Imagine Coach Bob Knight coaching these days.
I'd be arrested.
He would be in jail for assault, battery.
Did you see the one the other day where he said that he was so mad at Steve Alford that he didn't tell Alford that he wasn't, because Alford posed for some pictures to raise money for some something at the school that he didn't make a nickel off of, and Knight got mad at him and said he wasn't playing the next game, and then Knight didn't tell any other coaches if he was going to travel with them, and Alford didn't know, so an assistant coach said, if I was you, I'd show up over there. So he got on the bus and rode to the plane, and when he got off the bus, Knight said, "You're not going. Walk back to the university." He had to walk back to the university. That's some funny stuff.
That is.
You can't do that nowadays.
You can't do that now. You'd have lawsuits.
Anyway, John Flowers on, and of course, Loren Wallace. That was good stuff.
A big game tonight. We were going to have Mark Grody on this week. We're going to try to push that back a week because
we have pushed it back.
And didn't want to have him on and hurry up and go through an interview, because I knew with Coach Wallace, Coach Flowers, and Coach Alexander being on that it would run over, and And we could have went another half hour, 45 minutes easy, but Coach had to be somewhere, and I'm sure Coach Wallace and Coach Flowers had to be doing what they do. What they do. We don't know what they're doing. Now, where is we know Wallace is in Arizona. How about Coach Flowers? Where's he?
Still down in Memphis.
He's in Memphis, huh? And what
State
years?
University.
How long was he at Lincoln?
I believe 7 years. Is that right?
And do you know what years? I mean,
he 1980 through 86, 87 maybe. That's a close one. I don't know for sure. But yeah, he was the assistant coach in that Quincy game, which would have been 81. And I know that he took them the last time I went to the playoffs, which was 84, 85, and I think he was a year or so after that, 86, 87. So that's probably right.
Well, it's funny, Coach Wallace, he talk about Lincoln Quincy. After he left Lincoln, he went to Bloomington for 3 years and then finished his career in Quincy. Mm-hmm. And then I believe his son
Jeff
took over for him at Quincy. Is that correct?
Jeff actually
did he
Chatham?
He coached over there for a while, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Chatham. We should have Jeff on. He's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
He's a wiffle ball player.
Well, you're the guest
golfer.
getter. Maybe we can get him on later.
I try to get those guys on Memorial Day weekend when they're all back, and none of them
just
show
never
up.
happens.
No, they're always too busy. So maybe this will drag them out.
They're not true buddies.
We'll get them out here. No, they might be off the buddy list.
Yeah.
But I am happy Loren's a Cardinal fan. May have worn off on Jeff, so there's some hope for that Wallace family. Yeah. Talking about the Cardinals.
Are you going to go down to Comus? You should go.
No, it's my dad's birthday, man.
Take him.
We're having a little
road trip.
bash. No, we're not going out on tonight. My dad's not going anywhere but Lincoln College for a basketball game and downtown to eat. Hey, speaking of the Cardinals, they're not in the Super Bowl this year, but guess who is? That's right. Tommy Brady.
Goff.
Tommy Brady. There once again. Why do you guys want to hate on
I don't
Tommy
hate him. I'm
Brady?
just tired of seeing him. Now, listen.
Sure.
In both games, okay, first of all, let's talk about the New Orleans and the L.A. Rams game. You call that pass interference, ball game over,
That's
Saints
right.
in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Is there going to be a rule change? Something's going to happen.
And people are going to get fired over it. And
now, moving on to the Kansas City-New England game. If the defensive end isn't offsides, game over for Kansas City. He's offsides. Kansas City gets an interception. Game over. Boom. Flag. Give the ball back to Brady. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
So, one play in both games. And both games in overtime.
Both to overtime. It was a great week. It was a great Sunday of football.
Yeah, it was.
And how good was Tony Romo? Were you listening to the game?
Dude, he's probably one of the best color guys I've ever heard.
Yes.
He's saying the play, what's going to happen before
when they're breaking the huddle. Look for this. Look for that.
He's looking at coverages and he's calling the play before it happens. The guy is a genius.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Will he be a head coach one day in the NFL?
Well, I would assume so. I mean, he's a young guy popping out into this, but it takes some guts.
He's fun to listen to.
It takes some guts to throw that out there, because if you're wrong, you have everyone thinking you're an idiot. And he just goes ahead and blurts it out there like it's just natural.
The Cowboys, as much as I dislike them, they've Troy Aikman does a decent job. But you know who doesn't do a decent job from the Cowboys?
Troy used to throw him the ball.
Jason Witten's horrible. He needs to.
That's bad.
But Aikman and Romo, man, I love Romo. I love listening to Romo.
That's pretty good. Now, will he do the Super Bowl?
I doubt it.
I don't know.
Who has a Super Bowl? CBS? Romo is CBS.
I was going to say, I think Romo's doing the Super Bowl.
I think he should, because he's good.
And let's not forget again about Tom Brady.
Oh, we're not.
How did he pick that apart? And here he is again. He's too old.
When I pull up to your office here, and what do I see?
Tom Brady.
No, I see an Arizona Cardinals helmet on.
What he would have looked like if he had played on the Cardinals. That's why I put that helmet on him. I'm a Cardinal fan, but boy, if you're not a Tom Brady fan, you're missing it. You're missing it.
I mean, I'm not a Tom Brady fan. I'm a Mitch Trubisky fan.
9 Super Bowls. 9.
Yeah, I mean, he is good, but let somebody else play.
You know what? Why don't we just hand everybody a participation award, and at the end of every NFL season, we'll just put everybody's number into a bowl.
Gets a trophy.
We'll pick 2 people out and say, here, you 2 play for the Super Bowl. My lands.
Well, I think there have been better ratings if it had been Kansas City.
I tell you what, I like the Chiefs. They're fun, and Mahomes is fun, and they have a bunch of fans, and I feel it for you guys because you haven't been there in a long time. That Chiefs team is fun.
It's fun, and
I'm just whoever won that game.
All the blame is on the DC. They fired him right afterwards.
Yeah, and guess what? He's trying to go up against Tom Brady. How can he fire DC that gets beat by Tom Brady? You know what I mean? That's just going to happen.
Yeah. All right. It is 10:02, and Jim says it is time to go. I'd like to thank Coach Wallace, Coach Flowers for talking to us this morning, and we'll see them tonight over in the town of Nokomis. Anybody traveling today, leave a little bit early. The roads may be a little slick, snow-covered. Coach Wallace,
ice under that snow.
Coach Wallace did say it was snowing pretty good down in Carlinville, which that's the way I'm heading as soon as I leave here. So
as soon as you get cleaned up here.
No, I'm not cleaning up.
Oh, here we go.
I'll clean up. Where's our music? I'm just sitting here babbling. There we go.
There we go.
Next week we're going to be at. Dang it!
Yeah, we need waffles at Jake's.
Yeah, we want some waffles. We'll see you tonight in Nokomis. I'd like to thank our listeners for listening and our sponsors for sponsoring. We'll see you next week.
Good day.
The Cheap Seats Live Saturday morning sports show on WLCN 96.3 and WLCNonline.com is brought to you by Jake's Furnishings, 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Furnish your home for less at Jake's. The Grimaldi Law Office, Logan County's only law firm dedicated exclusively to the practice of criminal law. Phone 651-8089. The Christian Village, 1507 7th Street in Lincoln, a community of compassion. Phone 732-2189. Eaton Corporation, America's choice for top quality, high performance electrical equipment for over 50 years. Lincoln College, providing students the best educational experience since 1865. Go online to lincolncollege.edu for more details. St. Claris Manor, their team's dedication is what makes them special. Phone 735-1507. Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois. We're here to help. In Lincoln, call 732-2159. Schneider Chiropractic, 523 North Elm in Lincoln. For the best in chiropractic care and maintenance, call Dr. Alyssa Schneider today, 217-732-2140. Joe Ryan, Country Financial. For all your insurance needs, see Joe Ryan in downtown Lincoln or call 217-735-4385. The Hampton Inn in Lincoln. Call 217-732-6729. At the Lincoln Hampton Inn, we love having you here. Lincoln Printers in downtown Lincoln. For all your printing needs, including vinyl graphics and banners. Phone 217-732-3121. Lincoln Printers since 1970. Grau Incorporated on North Tickapoo Street in Lincoln. Logan County Chevrolet, Buick and Cadillac dealer since 1953. Phone 735-4444. And by Four Corners Lube for the best full-service oil changes, transmission, and radiator flushes, brake service, and lawn care needs. Stop by Four Corners Lube at 1101 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
There's nothing like the